Welcome. Come on in. It's Thursday and it's happy hour. Home happy hour to be exact. So grab a drink and let's get started. Hi everybody. It's Claire Paris with Paris Group Realty, LLC in Portland, Oregon. And today we're talking about, can I rent out my principal residence? So first off, of course, some of you might be wondering, why do I care, right? Here's why we care. The bank lent you money to be able to live in that property. Now, if you buy a property as a rental, the bank is going to charge you, one, a higher interest rate, and two, they're going to require way more money down. So you can't buy an investment property without 25% down, and the interest rate is sometimes a whole interest rate point higher. So the lender is seeing an investment property as risk. And so that's why you typically aren't allowed to rent out your principal residence. But as you well know, the answer is it depends. So if you bought the property and you had all the best intentions and you were planning on living there and something happens, because God knows things happen. Your spouse gets sick, your kids get sick, I don't know, all kinds of things can happen. If you intended to live there and something in your life changes and you have to rent it out, that is perfectly acceptable. Job change, the office closes. I mean, you can name it, especially in this day and age. There's so many things that can happen. So as long as your intentions were good and you intended to live in that property and something changed, totally fine. You can rent it out. Now, if I just change my mind, you can do that after a year. So all of the paperwork you signed pretty much says, I will live there for a year at least. After a year, you're welcome to buy a bigger house, move to Minnesota, whatever the heck you want to do, move to Mexico. You can go anywhere you want and rent that property. The investors that make principal residence loans assume you're not going to stay there for the rest of your life. No one stays there for the 30 years of a loan, but you have to have intended to stay there for a certain amount of time, and that's got to be at least a year. I hope that's super helpful to you, and tune in for all kinds more information on being a landlord in Portland and in general. We'll see you next week on our Home Happy Hour. Take care.